since we're stuck here in traffic, this is a great time for me to finish up. This is a great time for me to finish up talking about Shadow and Zeus's transport. Okay, so I wanted to take a moment. Why does it look blurry? Give me something. I wanted to take a moment and shout out my pet sitters that took care of Zeus and Shadow for 2 weeks until I was able to pick them up. So Zeus and Shadow was in an emergent situation where they needed to be picked up in a city in a city that was near Nashville, Tennessee. I can't remember. That's irrelevant. Just know that Transporter Tinisha got it done. I told the client that I personally was not able to get there ASAP, but I have a driver and someone that I know who lives in Tennessee that can grab the dogs and hold them for me until I was able to take them up to Saskatchewan, Canada. So we made that happen. There was a lot going on in that particular scenario, in that particular gig, but Transporter Tinisha made it happen, baby. Zeus and Shadow is in Saskatchewan, Canada right now, enjoying their lives. So shout out to my pet sitters and my backup driver in Tennessee who helped me out with that transport until I was able to get there. Very, very helpful. I'm going to post some photos right here so you can see all the great work that they've done. Now, since I did not have of course I had my phone and stuff when I crossed the Canadian border, but I didn't want to be like, I don't think you're supposed to do that. So when we got to the Canadian border, I had to park my vehicle, get out the car, show all the paperwork for the dogs, and then they called the client to verify that information. Once they felt that the story, that both of our stories matched up, I was able to cross into the Canadian border with Zeus and Shadow, and then I drove about an hour and 30 minutes. And was it an hour and 30 minutes? I can't remember. Just know I came from the North Dakota border, North Portal, I think. So, North Dakota border, and I drove all the way up to Saskatchewan, Canada. Yeah. Okay. Woo! That was a little bit back, but I needed to talk about that part, about this part. I know that transport happened a little bit ways back, but I feel like I needed to, one, shout out my pet sitter, shout out my backup driver, and then kind of talk about crossing the Canadian border, okay? Because it's always different every single time I do it. So this time required me waiting in the office, bringing the paperwork, verifying the information, them calling the client, them verifying more information with me because Shadow had a different name when they was originally adopted from the shelter in Canada. So that kind of threw off the paperwork a little bit. So they had to re-verify that information, and then we were in.